throw on.
Okay, I'm going to call the meeting to order, please. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Sorry about that, spreading all over the place.
Okay, consideration of any changes and or additions to the agenda. There is a few additions. One is they asked for the school board, asked the select board for appointment. And we'll put that down into the new business to make the official statement. And on ongoing in old business, I've gotten some multiple complaints on the junk ordinance on a couple of different places on Shun Pike that we'll put in here. And one more, adding along with that, I had an email today about 2 dogs chasing 2 young boys on Shun Pike again as well. And for the new business side again, they did request a laptop for assistant treasurer, because when they're both in, there is only one and they cannot share. That's all I have. Jeff, Diane, anything else? Yes, then one more thing we can talk about. We had quite a discussion last month for paper of the choice. We ended up deciding to go with the Rutland Herald. Now the Vermont Journal did reach out and say that they're willing to bring the paper and put it in the Belmont store if we so choose to go with them. So we can add that to this agenda for old business to discuss this at the end. Okay, moving on. Approval of the March 10th minutes. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the March 10th minutes as written.
I'll second them. The ayes?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, moving on to reports. Highway Transfer Station report. Clinton?
I reached out to Seal Master about possibly getting the track sealer again. About $4,500 this year. I know there's quite a few places on the new tire on Shun Pike and even on Hartsville that really could use crack sealing to save the tire. And so yeah, we're trying to work it out with Danny, because Danny wants to do some too. He's down just 2 guys, so he was willing to come and help us if we could help him and work it. So we might be able to get a better deal if we can get the machine at the same time as them too. So the state put out a thing like 2 weeks ago. They're suggesting everybody fill their salt sheds now, because they have a feeling that it's gonna be a shortage again come this fall. So, I don't know, I mean, I don't know if we could borrow from now, or borrow, yeah, pay for it now and not take it off, you know, after January 1st, or, I don't know how that would work.
Have you talked to them to see like when their salt comes in anyways for the next year? Like,
I haven't, it was just an email that the state put out warning everybody to try to jump on board early because of the shortage that we had this year. They think that it's gonna be,
like you can only store so much too, right?
yeah, I mean, we can only, 6 loads is about max for us, so
How many loads we go through a year?
about 10,
10?
yeah. About 300 tons is what we generally go through.
You want to reach out and at least see what if they have, if you can get it early.
Yeah, I can, yeah, I didn't make any calls, but I just figured I'd bring it up to see.
Yeah, let's see if we can't get a pricing on what it's gonna do for
Yeah.
for the 6 loads at least to go in.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then, the grader bits for the grader, they're $1,553 to replace them. The bits that are on there are 2.5 years old, so, but they're getting down to where they need to be replaced, so.
That would fall under the consumables anyways, like you like your winter chains
Yeah.
and so forth.
Yeah, but just,
Mhm.
yeah, them went from $7 to $23, so,
You like that, like everything.
like everything. That's, I mean, we've been trying to grade, we've had a couple culverts that had failed that we had to replace already. Yeah. And they've gone through the roof for the 5 culverts that we bought were almost $5,000.
Okay.
And unfortunately, it's not the 18-inch that are going bad now, it's the bigger ones. So,
I mean, we're under on labor for the year, so.
Right.
Oh, that's thank you.
Thank you so much.
I'm good. I got it.
You can read that?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, this one. Because we're over on supplies, right?
Right.
But we're under on right now. I don't know, and if it's just a timing thing, but like summer road materials are maybe the invoicing hasn't come in yet for stuff have you bought a lot recently?
Yeah, we bought quite a bit. And some of the summer materials got put in with the winter materials, so it's kind of hard to.
Mm.
We're right at 40 as of end of March for the winter ones, which is still 5 under.
Right.
Miraculously, we ended up at salt being $900 under. If I'm reading that right,
What page are you on?
on page 6. We're just getting to the end of the year, so it's like,
Right.
if we got it for this year, let's do it. I mean, we're just gonna be under on labor because of where we've been at.
That's correct.
Yeah. So you're saying greater bits, You
Yeah.
go forward with that, right?
Yeah,
That's just
Yeah.
they're a consumable item anyways, just like if he's running chains or tires or whatever.
Seems like we got capacity for salt if we need to,
Mm-hmm.
if we
Right.
can.
Right,
Yeah, so we can get a price on the salt.
I'll call Barrett's and call, Appalachian. I wanted to, we have the municipal show coming up on the 9th, which is in Barry. And there's usually a couple of different vendors, salt vendors that are there, so I'm hoping to be able to talk to them and maybe get a price from them too.
Likely the shortage is gonna come after the beginning of winter, so,
Yeah,
Right.
but anything we can do to plan ahead is
yeah.
good. What was the greater bets? What was after the greater bets?
They're 1,500.
No, we were saying something like something else after that.
Oh, no, they went from, they
Yeah.
were $7 when
To
we
23.
bought the bit system, and now they're 23, just for the bits.
that would come under maintenance anyways.
Yeah, it's under
Oh,
maintenance. But,
Well, it's
They're
over.
Yeah.
It's over.
Well,
yeah, so it's under consumables.
Yeah.
So you had some new culvert there too.
Yeah, we had to put in 3 new culverts, and that was $5,000 just for the culverts, which
Those
would
are-
come out of summer material.
Those were big culverts.
No, they were
20.
24
Yeah.
and 18s, but yeah, everything's gone through
Through the roof. Yep.
And then, yeah, I'd say just keep an eye on this gets updated before the end of the year. Get
Right.
whatever you need
Yeah,
to get caught up.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
It's easier to, if you stick to the budget, it's easier to
Right.
not get behind.
Then you had uniforms and
yeah. You guys got the uniform contract. It's basically the same as what we were paying before. I figured out 1522. There are, on here, the locker, the storage, we don't need them, so that wouldn't be on there.
okay.
Carol's mats, rugs for the town office, and they're $16 a month. I mean,
Is this a 3-year?
aye.
it's a 5,
It's a 5-year?
yeah, because of the government plan.
So we'd end the uniform reimbursement and just switch back
Yes.
to doing it
Yes.
ourselves. Yep.
It's one or the other.
Yep.
Yep. That would eliminate the washer, dryer, and all the other stuff there.
Now you'd hang on to it just to have it.
Right.
Yeah, no,
But no, you wouldn't.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to.
Right. I'm okay with it. If somebody wants to make a motion.
I'll make a motion to switch over from a employer reimbursement for uniforms to the Cintas uniform agreement for a term of up to 5 years.
So is there a second?
A second.
The ayes?
Aye.
Aye.
I think one of you has to sign
Mhm.
that contract.
I still haven't figured out where you're supposed to sign, but I think it's all-
It's got your name on it.
Yeah,
But I think you
We just gotta make sure you're not gonna use the lockers,
yeah, no,
so that has to
Yeah.
come off.
yeah.
There's really no place to sign.
well, it's there.
Yeah, above the customer.
So,
Just maybe just write underneath it, no lockers, or cross it out.
right, I'll cross it out.
Yeah.
Laundry lockups, no. Locker, no. Okay. That's it. Okay, transfer station, Clinton?
Hazardous waste was there this past weekend. I talked with them for a few minutes when I was up there, and they're working out their situations that they've had up at Gleason Road and at the solid waste district. Sounds like they're getting everything in order again. So, I guess everything's been working good up there. I know we got still a job opening for somebody up there, so. Anybody wants to work part-time?
There was an email, right, for
There was an
somebody?
email that somebody, but then there was another email after that,
Pete Hill has expressed an interest.
yes,
And then the other email was about.
yes.
his
And I think we need to,
Yeah.
I think we'll have to bring that up into a
Yeah, he said
executive.
it wasn't, I talked to him, it didn't sound like it was, his availability was a lot better than what we'd originally
Yeah.
thought, yeah, which,
Yeah.
and then it sounded like he mentioned Pete to me, that it
Mhm.
would, it seemed like it would pair well together, so him and Pete,
Right,
all, like they could come up with a system that
we'll have
coverage.
we'll pull a short executive at the end. Anything else, Clinton?
Nope. Not it.
Okay, treasurer's monthly income and expense report. I know Liz is not on and not here. So I don't know if Julie, okay, so
What you need?
just
If
any
I
any
know.
updates or changes?
First of all, I have to say that I really enjoy my job here. That being said, and I'm not gonna say a but, that being said, is I have had I have had one conversation with Liz. She doesn't make phone calls back, she doesn't answer emails. I know that Dawn has sent 9 emails to her since March 9th or 10th, and she has not responded at all. We've needed guidance. I'm not a signer on the account, which is okay with me. However, I know Dawn is going away. She's got 2 vacations planned. One is coming up. I did call the bank the other day on a return check, and they gave me the information. They told me they confirmed that it was non-sufficient funds. And then they called Carol, I believe, and Carol confirmed that I was an assistant treasurer.
Mhm.
I went to the bank today, and the same day, correct me if I'm wrong, they were gonna call Liz, they were gonna call Liz to get me,
They were gonna reach out to Liz. to
Again.
Yes, but it was Stacy from the bank, I know Stacy, but
Mhm.
it's hard to say, I don't know if Liz ever reached back out.
she has not, cause I went
Okay.
to the bank today.
Okay.
but Stacy had said that she would call her again. So there are things that I can't do because obviously I can't get any guidance from her as to what she wants me to do. There's a pile of stuff in there that David did, and absolutely no disrespect to Dave. He did a good job for all the years that he was here, but Dave did it his way. And unfortunately, some of the stuff can't be continuing to be done that way. There are things that I'm not sure if I should be talking to you in executive session about.
Probably.
Thank you. So, I like Liz as a person, but I feel that
Okay.
she's the injustice to the townspeople, really. Sorry.
Okay, so we'll have to reach out to Liz, so,
And if I had known that this was gonna, I would have reviewed it much earlier.
okay. So we're gonna have to table that, cause we have really no temporarily, so, till we can reach out to Liz. Okay, there's one under Liz's for town credit card as well.
This was,
It was,
in April of last year, it was discussed and agreed that the limit would be raised, but it has never been raised.
Okay, so we'll have to ask that, we'll have to ask that one as well. Okay, moving on to Lister's report.
there isn't one.
No
Mary,
Lister's report?
no, Mary she was in today working, but she's been sick for over a week.
Okay. So we'll table that one. Mount Holly Planning Commission report. I know he sent an email out because he was not going to be able to be here today. Okay, I will not be able to commission. Okay, as John says, I will not be able to attend tomorrow's meeting, so I'm submitting the Planning Commission's report in writing. The Commission recently held a public hearing on an application for minor subdivision. The hearing has been closed, and the Commission is currently deliberating on its decision. I have also updated the Planning Commission website to include a new page for land use applications, hearings, and decisions. And we intend for the Commission decisions to be linked there going forward. In addition, in response to the urgency of local housing affordability problems and their effect on property taxes, and to advance priority work already identified in the town's recent planning documents, the Commission has convened a subcommittee to focus on wastewater planning for Belmont Village. As Belmont Village plans state, the town should investigate the feasibility of a shared community septic system, and the housing needs assessment in the action plan identifies as its top priority action. Conducted neighborhood scale wastewater pre-feasibility study for Belmont Village. Jeff Chase, Faith Tempest, and Commissioner Ron Utterman have agreed to serve as the initial member of this subcommittee. The subcommittee first task is to develop a proposed list of additional community members to serve on the committee. The proposed slate will be presented at the Planning Commission for consideration at future meetings. The subcommittee will function in the advisory capacity to the commission and will report its work at regular meetings. The committee is not authorized to take action on its own, and all of its meetings are open to public. We welcome public participation on this important issue. It is worth taking this opportunity to remind the select board that under 24 VSA 4322, its members serve as non-voting ex officio members of the Planning Commission. This statutory role provides a formal link between the commission's planning work and the select board responsibility, supporting coordination and information sharing across the town government. Thanks, John. I do have one question on this letter. Is he looking at the town being responsible for the waste of Belmont?
The first thing was just to even see if there was any interest, and then beyond that, that's kind of the purpose of it. And Faith, you can add if you got a different take on it, but
Yeah, it's an investigatory committee at the moment, which
Okay,
hasn't
because-
isn't even and in the past when this has been discussed, it has been made clear that it would not be a town responsibility.
Correct, because I wanted to make sure they understood what the cost and expenses of having,
and then I think,
class two.
Yeah.
and I think that's kind of the whole thing, is just like we mentioned it a while back and never did anything about it, just
Yeah.
kind of coming back again on it, and like there's interest, this is what the cost would be, and then like how would we do it?
On the homeowners, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like there's just next step, finding
Okay.
if there's any.
I think Ron wants to add something.
Yes, Ron.
Could I make a couple comments? First, a correction. Jeff, Faith, and I are not on the committee. As Jeff said, this isn't a committee. This is just a precursor to forming a committee. And John said, I'm reading from my notes, okay? The committee exists, but nobody is on it yet. So there's nobody on the committee.
So they're looking for volunteers to be on
The
it.
three of us were volunteered to look and see who would want to be on the committee. That was the first thing. The other thing I just want to point out, and I think it's a legitimate comment, John said that the commission has convened a committee, which I think is true, but I think that maybe the select board should understand the rules and procedures of the planning commission that were adopted about 2 months ago state that the chairman by himself can form committees. And so there was no vote of the commission to form the committee based on the existing rules that were, Steve Michelle made a point when those rules were being made that he thought it should be the commission that would decide on whether we should have a committee or not. And Steve was argued down, so that's not the case. So anyway, although it says the commission has convened, technically that's probably true, but I thought there's a subtlety in there that I thought you might want to know.
Okay. Thank you, Ron.
I have a concern, I'm sorry, but why is Belmont so unique that it has to have their own little investigation or look into this? And why should I, as a taxpayer, be involved in this? I don't believe that that's fair. It's no different if I wanted everybody to do that on Paradise Lane. I don't agree with it.
And what is your name?
My name's Amy Turco, and I don't agree with it. Amy Turco.
Mark,
Well, there will be no cost, and I know we discussed this in earlier board meetings. If there is any community septic tank or septic or leach field that is going to be proposed in Belmont, those costs and those expenditures will come from the homeowners. They will not come from the town. We are not putting in a wastewater facility because the town physically could not afford $10 million.
So when towns villages form districts within town, they're called fire districts usually. And those costs are passed on to those that sign up in become part of the district, and there's a lot of cost involved with hiring a manager and
Absolutely.
hiring a treasurer. There's a lot of costs that go with having your own district.
But why are we doing this? Why aren't they just doing it on their own? Like, why can't, if I needed a septic, I go and get a septic, or I have a leach field put in? Why are they so different, and why is this so unique? Is my question.
Because it's Belmont.
They're just trying to, Steve Michelle, they're just trying to organize at this point. It had been discussed earlier when they did I'm gonna call it a town study about 2 years ago, roughly. And as was stated at the time, they sort of dropped the ball and didn't carry forward to see if there was an interest. And all this is
The interest would be coming from the individuals that need new
Within-
septic systems within Belmont.
And I think, you know, whether it's in the village or somewhere, whether it's a municipal center, like if we never take any action to do, maybe this is not the best pointed action. I think, you know, Ron and I were both we're not living in the village. I don't think anybody so far that was that we talked about in that meeting really had a vested interest. So I think whether it's this or another opportunity, like we either gotta plan for the future and not just the plan for the next 2 years, but like be a little bit more forward thinking, whether it's this building, a fire station, or up in the village. Of course, any road, like a class 3 road, like it would only serve those people. It's probably not the best use if we were gonna come together as a town and work on a project. Let's figure something, or we just decide not to do anything besides fix culverts. But like, if there's people that are willing to help, whether it's this or some other thing, I think we owe it to the future to do it. So I agree with what you're saying, but I think we need to pull together on something at some
We're not
point.
a city.
What's that?
We're not a city.
We're not, but
No, we're
we
not.
probably do need a new fire station and a new
Well,
town
no,
office.
and I understand that.
And that's what I'm
As far
saying,
as
is
the
like,
water
whether
and
it's
sewer,
this.
that shouldn't land on the town.
Which I think is the purpose of step one, was to even see if it could very well end at step one.
Ron?
By the way, I'm a
Which
a
is
member of the
just
planning.
check
Ron
the
Hunter,
box and
I
do
am a member of the planning commission and involved. Your point's well taken, and actually, I think there's a misconception being put forth here, because not by you. There is, and it's on our agenda, right? The housing study, and the housing study has many different opportunities for increasing housing in our town. For example, dilapidated houses, there is funding from the state or the feds or not for profit. Are there vacant houses that we can somehow encourage people to please rent your house, don't leave it vacant? There's even discussion of the short-term rentals, how they take houses off the market. There's probably 6 or 8 different options in there. And actually, when it comes to a so-called municipal wastewater treatment system, the report lists Belmont Village, Town Center, and I believe Mount Holly Center. So what's happened here is this agenda item of focusing right away on Belmont Village was brought up at the Planning Commission by John. So it's skewing, I think, a little bit of the observation here, as this report about housing studies will be much broader than Belmont Village. And between you and me, I'm not sure Belmont Village, I live close to it, I don't live there, I'm not sure it's the right place. And no matter what, I think all of the work that we're going to do on this is going to be looking for outside money, or a developer who wants to come in and build inexpensive homes. So I think your point's well taken, but I don't think, I said enough.
I want my McDonald's to come in.
Can I ask a dumb question too?
Yeah,
Sorry you invited me.
I didn't invite you.
You did. I got a personal invitation, Turco. I am just curious, and I really have no idea. What about Act 181, and does that impact what you're talking about, or not, or affect it in any way?
Put on this.
Because that's another
And it impacts everything.
crapshoot.
Well, it could.
as a member of this not yet formed committee, I think these are all very valid questions for the committee to look into, and I think the point of this study is to try and set out in a reasonably clear, succinct and well-researched way what the issues are, to be able to draw some conclusions about what would benefit the town. So, you know, we would, in the committee, presumably discuss the effects of Act 181, however Act 181 ends up looking.
So if this comes to be, or they get interested people in, where would that be? Where would the facility be?
Again, there
Back
has
of the
been some
general
vague
store,
discussion
or-
about options, but you know, that's putting the cart before the horse, I think.
Well, I would think that if you're gonna have a study, you'd want to know where that would be to begin with.
Well, there are a
I
whole
think they gotta
series of
discuss
potential
that,
questions.
but this is just
Organized.
it's seeing what there is for interest within the Belmont Village
And if we-
for potential septic failures to group together to purchase one plot to be able to have a
Or it's to have the purposes, step one, conversations like this.
Could be.
And
Yeah.
get the feedback and understand.
yeah. Yes, Ron.
One further point, you can look at the video of the planning commission, and you'll see that I actually had the same question, just so you know, that why Belmont Village? There are answers to that, there are answers, but I have other ideas of other places, and so does the report. It's a good report, 120 pages of good information. So I respect that question, and again, watch the video, you'll see we had a good, I think, a decent discussion anyway.
Okay. Okay, moving forward. New business. Certification of compliance for town road and bridge standards and network inventory.
I've given you each a copy, but we just need one copy signed by each of you, as it were. We'll start. There are two signature spots.
So. So this is just phone numbers.
Yeah, the second page is confirming that you
Correct.
found
Then this goes in,
conforms to
this goes,
the new standards.
this is just updating the old standard to the new standard
And confirming
for bridge
compliance.
standards and network inventory. It goes through estimates and descriptions and class 1, 2, and 3, the total fundings.
That is based on the town report.
Yeah. So is there a motion to accept it as is?
I'll make a motion to accept the certificate of compliance for town road and bridge standards and network inventory.
Is there a second?
Financial plan too.
And
This one.
initial plan,
And
yeah,
the,
and the initial plan as well.
Is there a second?
I'll second the motion.
The ayes?
Aye.
Aye.
So does this one need to be signed
Yeah.
right here
and
by
then
all three of
them
us?
need
Mm-hmm.
What about the other part? Do we have to sign there too?
to- Yeah, there are two.
There are two spots. On the back side here. Just right from the top, I'm assuming. And we can pass that one down along.
term is up. So it's a 3-year term. It needs to be advertised.
Okay. Administrative officer for the planning commission is a 3-year term. So it just needs to be advertised out there if anybody's interested. For a letter of interest.
It's interesting.
I will post the extensive job description.
Okay,
on the website.
thank you. Along with your letter. So that's coming out. So if anybody's interested in administrative officer for the planning commission,
Administrative officer for
Oh, I know.
is this one for? Is it for both?
it's 2 jobs.
Oh, it doesn't say that. Okay. So it's actually for both the select board and the planning commission. So if anybody's,
Sorry, just to clarify, the administrative officer is appointed on the advice of the planning commission by the select board. The planning commission clerk is appointed by the planning commission, but both positions are vacant as of May.
So they need to be filled.
just fill them, can't we?
I would say so, but
So,
We need a letter of interest
I think you do have to advertise.
yeah.
So I will put it
So,
out.
okay.
in this debate.
That is the signed one.
Right, thank you.
just to clarify, we're not looking for a select board clerk.
No.
No,
Yeah.
no.
No. No. So,
Administrative
So we
officer.
don't need that.
No.
fiscal year,
We don't elect one every 3 years.
right. Fiscal year 27 highway paving grant application.
I'll do it if you tell me which road, and I'll get it in by tomorrow.
Oh my goodness.
It's a pretty easy
I was
form.
going for new build up, to, I figured it was like 6/10 of a mile.
From the
But
road tracks.
From the railroad tracks up,
Railroad tracks.
up,
Okay.
it's like 6/10 of a mile. It comes out to by Joe McDonald, but I figured out with the pricing that we have come forth,
Yep.
you might get 4/10 of a mile if you're lucky.
Plus the 138, plus the 138 from the budget.
Yeah.
Or 132.
So you're looking at, yeah,
Okay.
if we get the grant,
Same thickness that we always do.
yeah, the,
I did talk to somebody at the state, and I don't know if we got a chance, but
yeah.
Wouldn't hurt.
Nope.
Doesn't
will
hurt,
not,
yeah, I guess
will
that's
not
somewhere.
hurt. Okay, town website emailing host.
So currently, the town website and some of its associated email addresses is hosted on a DreamHost account, which is not the town's DreamHost account. It's managed by Ian Hubert, and he is no longer able to provide those services as of the end of June. We need to work out our own process.
Okay.
I am in discussion with him because I think the answer is that the town has its own DreamHost account, which provides support for the website, but we have had problems with email, including the newsflash email and the planning commission and administrative officer email, which Ian has helped to resolve. And my question, which I haven't yet got an answer for, is how we would deal with that if we have our own DreamHost account. I'm waiting for him to come
respond.
back to me on that.
Okay.
But the cost of a DreamHost account is similar to what we're paying him.
Yeah, it
But
is.
it's just whether or not we need to pay somebody in addition to provide the kind of IT support that he has been providing.
Okay. So more to come.
More to come,
Okay.
but just to let you know that
Yep.
this is
Okay, thank you. Okay, easement deed for LMHUUSD in the town of Mount Holly for the water.
okay.
tied up with lawyers.
somewhat lengthy process of investigation, we have clarified that although a revised memorandum of agreement was signed by the select board last 2 years ago, that was never fully executed. It has now been executed, but it mentions the need for an easement deed, and the easement deed has now been reviewed by the town's lawyers, and I think by the school district's lawyers, and I believe Cheryl or Kelly would like to speak to this issue.
So this is the final, I'm Cheryl Gammon, I'm the business manager for the school district, and this is the final step that we need to get the permits in place in order for the project to finally come to a finish. This has been ongoing since the PFAS was discovered in 2018, and we've been working with the state and with the towns to make this happen and have these agreements in place, and this is the final piece that we need in order for this project to move forward. And this was presented to the select board, I think, back in '24 as well, and there were some edits that were done, and this is the edited version that you have in front of you, I believe.
No, the easement deed has never been presented to the select board. The memorandum of agreement has been.
Really?
Signed.
Right.
Yeah.
This is a first that I have seen it.
Because I have an edited copy of that, and it came from your lawyer and you didn't see it.
Potential.
Okay.
Okay. So is there a motion?
I'll make a motion that we sign the easement for the school for the water situation.
Is there a second?
Is this something we want the town lawyer to look over?
They already did.
She already
did,
She
okay.
already has.
She already looked at this.
This is actually, she had prepared this in 2021
Yeah, this was.
when the original
Yeah, this was from.
Got the
memorandum
original
was
design, sure. Okay.
prepared.
So.
But it's I spoke to her yesterday, and this is the first time it's kind of come
To the
For
board.
actual
Yeah.
signature.
She had prepared
Yep.
it, and then it was understood that the project was
We've got on
put
hold.
aside
Yeah.
or mothballed.
The
I'll
state
second.
kept changing the rules, so we had to start over again, and so.
I'll second the motion.
Okay. The ayes?
Aye.
We just had a sign or one sign.
Yeah, one sign.
And then Carol will have to
We'll
notarize.
have to have Carol witness you.
Yeah, I'll do it right after the meeting.
This is the one you signed for.
Right. Okay, then, the school board, I think, came and asked for the select board for an appointment of somebody for the school board
To give an opinion.
to give an opinion, and I don't know about the rest of the board, but it is not a select board's position to.
I am confused because Carol said that earlier too. We have always been under the impression that when there's nobody voted in and there's an empty spot, that they have been coming to the select board and you don't have to appoint them, but you have the right to say, no, we don't want them on the school board. And so we've been telling people that for a long time, and then Carol said it's never actually happened.
I've never.
Oh, it never has.
I've never-
I
And this is, again, granted, I'm a short timer for a select board, but this is my 9th year on the board, and I have never.
mean,
heard
it
of
doesn't
this.
happen often. It has happened the last couple of years, but so if it's a non-issue, then we'll just deal with it, I guess.
Yeah, I would.
Cheryl, do you have any other information on it? That's the way we've always done it.
I don't
so-
Not a select board.
I don't have
You don't have an
Opinion
opinion,
on
that's fine.
Either
Yeah.
I
way.
don't either have an opinion, so.
Perfect. then we will go forward, thank you.
Okay.
Is that all you needed?
Yeah,
All right.
we just need to know you don't have an opinion, that's the way we've always understood it's happened. So I'm shocked to stand here tonight and know that's not happened.
I think in years past, there's only been maybe one person that, like in the past couple of years, has there been more than multiple candidates?
Probably not.
There's probably not been multiple candidates, but the last few years there has been,
Somebody that was,
were not elected and then later appointed. So, I don't know why it hasn't happened, but I will look into it.
Yeah, this is, again, like I said, the first,
Yeah.
so. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, going on to ongoing old. Nope, laptop. Well, you need to just make a
Laptop
motion.
Laptop or desktop?
Yes,
Which one?
which one?
Yeah.
Laptop or desktop?
I would think a laptop would be good, because if somebody is going to the other room, we can bring it into the further room when we have
Okay.
several files to go through, instead of having to run back and forth. Gotta have two, because when one's on it, you sit around twiddling your thumbs or trying to find something to do.
So
where would that come out of? I like to line things up with the budget.
it'd have to be office expenses.
What are we doing?
Where does it come out of on the budget? Laptop, if we bought one, where does it go? What code?
When did it come out of,
Because we're gonna ask this question eventually when we get the bills.
Yes.
Well, it'll be the treasurer's office,
Is it
um,
office?
yeah.
well, because I'll let you know, if you're gonna do that, the listers actually need another computer.
Did you price one out? Have you looked into how much one would be?
Have I? No, I have not.
Nothing.
Carol, do you want me to place that out, or did you?
It all depends where you guys wanna get it. I know Faith got the laptop from Staples, she did it herself, or you can always get Larry Gold to do it.
Or you can go on Amazon. I got my Dell from Amazon. Really good price.
So it was, this one was $329.
Oh, you might as well get everything.
If you
I
can find
didn't say
that.
that.
Oh,
That would
where
come
is
out of
that?
the treasurer's office supply,
Correct.
because there is a line item for that.
Did you find it?
It's included with the
Oh,
treasurer.
It's all in that. Put it all in one line item.
Cause I was just gonna say, for office supplies, you're gonna wanna remember stamps are going up, and we're gonna have to purchase stamps for, the tax bills to go out.
Just don't send them out.
Yes. By the bill.
We have a lister's expense, we have a computer expense.
Liz put it all in one.
Yeah, but now the treasurer is broken up on the new report by town treasurer and assistant town treasurer.
Really? She had it all in one and then,
Yes.
Page 3,
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
5300 has the salaries. Midway. Town office supplies. Oh, these are all grouped up.
Somebody 53 Tom?
I think 52100 has a bunch of office supplies,
Okay.
which looks like the total of that is, you got a total of the things underneath it, and
Right.
we're not at budget. We could probably spend $350.
Yeah. So with that, is there a motion?
Are we doing the lister too before the end of the year?
agenda.
Okay. I'll make a motion. That's a good answer.
It's a legitimate answer. It's not on the agenda.
I'll make a motion for
Is that new business?
up to $400 for a laptop for the assistant treasurer.
I'll second.
I didn't even get a chance to say it. The ayes?
Aye.
All right, moving on to ongoing and old business. Conservation Commission.
No, you need the paper, right?
Appointment to the commission. What's,
Mark,
No, that's in old,
Mark, you had added the paper of record.
to old business.
I think to
That's-
old.
Couple
That'll go on
things.
that's
side.
coming down.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's under.
Is
My
that
apologies,
John
I
Ackerman?
forgot to
Keep us on point, you're good.
John Ackerman had,
Okay,
He didn't say.
he's the only one.
But we did talk about it last month.
Okay, we've had one letter of interest from John Ackerman. It says, "Dear Select Board members, I'm writing to express my interest in serving on the Town Conservation Commission. I am a new resident of the town and would like to contribute to the community. To introduce myself, I grew up in Rutland Town, attended high school in the city, then earned my bachelor's degree in computer science at the University of Vermont. In 1985, I moved to Rhode Island to work for the Department of the Navy as a civil employee. In 2021, I retired and decided to return to Vermont. I get my interest in the conservation from my father. Worked for the U.S. Forest Service in the Green Mountain National Forest for his entire career, and who loved the state and its natural resources. A major consideration in choosing our new home was that our property abuts the National Forest. I'm very proud that his work makes a large swath of the state available for future generations. Thank you for your time. Please let me know if I can be of service. John Ackerman." So John's the only one. Is there a motion?
I make the motion, we accept John Ackerman for the Conservation Commission.
I'll second it. The ayes?
Aye.
Aye.
3-year term.
3-year term.
We still have vacancies?
There
there's
is,
one more.
One more
Yeah, it says
vacancy.
appointment to the commission.
this is 8 people on the commission.
We're a total of 9, up to 9, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So we haven't heard from anybody else at this time.
So that's what this appointment to the commission is. So there's still one open spot if anybody is interested in the Conservation Commission. So if anybody is interested in participating, please send the select board a letter of interest. Thank you.
If there's anybody interested here tonight, you can stand up and let us know.
Or we can do one of these, close your eyes and point around.
I'm hiding under the table.
All right. Star Lake planting.
Let's stand up.
Yes.
Okay. Jean Marie Fitzgerald, and I have been following your plan in the town plan for Belmont. And I made a plant order, which is not gonna do a lot right away, because they're very small baby plants from the Conservation District. I have the plant order receipt for you to hopefully pay me back.
It's for the reimbursement out of their kitty.
Out of our kitty?
It comes
Yeah,
out
the
of the conservation kitty.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had another question. In the new budget, is there extra money for more planting? Because that was a beautiful plan, and there's a lot going on, but it also requires tree work, and that I know is expensive. There's a lot of trees that have dead or dying branches, and it's not safe.
Yeah, and without
Back
Liz.
in the
That
shady
budget is
area.
only $1,000.
Yeah, and
And it
without
starts
Liz-
July 1st.
Yeah, and without Liz here to be able to tell us what is left, because
I think we pretty much ate it right up with
yeah,
the
I think
lost
it, I
tree
think
cutting
it
that we
ate
did.
it up.
That's a very unsafe back corner where you wanted to put a playground. But I wouldn't sit in it. There's a lot of dead stuff, so.
Is that the lake committee that wants to put a playground in?
Well, it's on your plan.
It's in the
It's
village, Belmont
village.
Village
Yeah,
plan.
it's in
so
your
forth.
plan.
That's within, yeah.
Yeah, but
I know it's a dream,
plan.
Liz,
Right.
but, yeah, it's a beautiful idea, so.
The budget I would have to just come up in the next budget meeting, which would be like December of next year, where we budget for,
Okay.
because we budget 6 months, like
Yeah,
you
okay.
vote on it in March, it goes into effect in July, so
Okay,
the
so
cycle is December.
Backing up, nothing can be done until we take care of the trees, because it's just a safety issue for me and kids that wanna play back there, or people that wanna sit in the shade.
Yeah, but
So
there
that
also,
should be noted as a
the
very
trees was
important
taking out,
part of it.
I don't know what money
Yeah, I think here,
out there.
Jean Marie and I had a look around this morning, and she had been out earlier with Phil Crane. So in a way, we're talking on behalf of the tree warden as well, because
Yeah.
the maintenance of, I mean, I know that the town does take care of cleanup and mowing and stuff connected with that beach park, but in terms of safety, there's, you know, I hadn't taken a look at the trees much before, but by golly, there's some danger, there's some dead stuff and some live stuff that's pretty perilous that really should be taken care of in as timely a way as is possible.
Can we meet
Sure.
so that kind of get an idea of what trees you guys are talking
Yeah,
about?
absolutely.
I mean, we can't move on a fast timeline, but the first step to anything is just coming up, is identifying and then getting a price and then
Right.
budgeting for it.
Yeah.
Because when McCullough brothers were here, I tried to go. Of course, it was in the wintertime.
Yeah.
It was hard to get out there to see, but if I could kind of have an idea on which trees they are,
Sure. Absolutely.
yeah.
I
I'll get
said,
a hold of you. When you get a minute, we'll take a quick peek.
Where is it?
I think it's the same ones that Joe Fitzgerald mentioned, when he was mowing the beach area, where they store the canoes and stuff. There's
Yeah.
about 5 maples there, and I think 4 of them are dying, 3 or 4, and you can see the tops. I'm not sure if that's the location of the kids.
It's the shady corner, if you go back to the,
It's
edge
back
of
a
it.
ways, right?
what,
Is
it
back
is where you're
right?
talking about.
Near where those canoes and
Yes,
things are
yes.
stored. So
And
there's
then
about, Joe
uphill
Fitz-
from there towards,
Joe Fitzgerald does the mowing, and he's concerned about the safety, because he does the mowing.
Alright,
yeah.
so we got a plan for identifying the trees. Okay, use of MERP grant. Merp.
This was discussed at the last meeting.
Right. For
And
lights.
I think there was a suggestion about lights, but Liz has done some
Nope.
investigation and said that that wouldn't be a possible
Cannot do
use.
it. Crap.
But you still have $921 in the MERP grant.
Okay. Yeah, we're not prepared to talk about that specifically, but thanks for the clarification.
It's energy efficiency, right?
Yeah.
Energy efficiency
Yeah.
thing that they did in Corbin.
Okay, so there's 950 left. Okay, again, dog license follow-up on unregistered dogs.
We have 89 dogs that are not registered, but only 55 people, because some of them own 2 or 3 or 4 dogs. As of today, I sent out nice, friendly reminder letters to all of them. The town clerk up in Killington helped me write a letter because they're having the same issues. So, and she helped a couple other towns too. So the letters all went out today.
Okay.
And we'll see how that goes to bring in.
The rest of it. Okay. Thank you, Carol.
Yeah, this is for dogs.
Okay, municipal planning grant housing needs assessment, adoption of final report.
Alright, so I'm gonna give a synopsis, so this doesn't seem like this is my municipal planning housing grant needs assessment. I wasn't at a meeting 2 years ago, and it got approved to go after the grant, and I've executed the thing. So I'm not that I'm saying I'm not in support of it, but it was something we applied for and I wasn't here. It's done, and it's time to submit it to the state, and it would be part of the completion. It would be good that we adopt it.
And what is that for?
The housing study that we had, the planning grant housing study. So to get our reimbursement, we just gotta submit it.
120 pages.
Is there a
Yeah, it's
motion?
light reading.
Is there a motion?
It's the same report that,
Ron's
It's
on.
one we've been talking about for like 6 months. Well, we've been working on it for a year.
Okay, so make a motion that we accept the planning,
But it's, yeah,
housing planning grant,
or housing needs assessment,
housing needs assessment planning grant?
or housing needs assessment report.
Okay,
The report that we
report.
finished with the grant.
Report. Did you get that, Faith?
Is that correct wording? That should be housing needs assessment report.
Yes. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
The ayes?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll make sure I'm always here.
40 years from now, I hear you. Okay. Yes, we have. I've had multiple conversations with people about junk piling up on 2 different locations on Shunpike Road. One on a tar surface and one on a dirt surface. So I know we were sending letters out.
Who do we send letters to now?
Don't know.
Because the other person passed away.
To the estate.
It would go to the estate then. That's actually a good. Yep. Send it to the estate, then the other one would go to the owner of the existing house, I think. Under the.
I know what that means.
Did we send one to that address already?
Not recent.
Okay, so we need to make sure one goes there too. Then, 2 dogs on Shunpike Road chased 2 young boys down the road all the way to Harry's. And, you know, the father expressed concerns and fear. And I did reach out to the individual that sent me the email and told him to make sure he reaches out to our animal control officers, which is the sheriff. So I will reach out to the individual again and see if that has transpired.
I have heard from some people have come in and do not want to be named. They've had issues with those same dogs, and they've called the sheriff's department multiple times without any response.
I did talk to the sheriffs personally, in person, face to face, and they told me that they issued tickets and citations.
Okay.
So,
In the fall, there was a woman that was riding her bicycle past there and she got bit.
I didn't hear that one.
She stopped at the house.
Okay.
And I can get you her name and information if you want.
Did she report it?
I told her to call the sheriff's department.
Okay.
Maybe we had to just reach out to the sheriff and get a
Yep.
list of reports.
Yeah, we can do that.
And then correct them.
Yeah, I see him quite a bit, so
Yeah.
I'll reach out to him.
And if I'm not mistaken, if I'm thinking of this right ones that you guys are, remember their rabies certificates are only good for a year.
And it's gotta be right around the year time frame now.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't verify they had their rabies prior.
Mhm.
When they do it, they only
Oh,
do
the
it for
first
1
time,
year.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And their dogs are not registered.
Okay, I'll reach out for that one. Okay, then we had another letter from the Vermont Journal. I know last month we had made a decision that we were going to go for paper of choice to the Rutland Herald. But the Vermont Journal did reach out to Faith and say that they would be willing to drop the paper off the Vermont Journal to the Belmont store. And currently they are putting it at the post office. Along with that, and I'm not sure how many people in town get the Vermont Journal or use the Vermont Journal, but if the town decides not to go with the Vermont Journal, it is very likely they will stop delivering in this area, period. So, and it's not to put a scare tactic out there, it's just they try to.
It's expensive to run a newspaper.
It's expensive doing the newspaper. Yes, Dennis.
So a couple of years ago, they started just bringing them to the Mount Holly post office, stop Belmont. East Wallingford people in Mount Holly never got it out of East Wallingford. So
That's kind of why we went with the Rutland Herald.
that's right. No, I was here for a lot of discussion. But when they're leaving at the store or post office, are they leaving enough for every box, rural route and P.O. box from Mount Holly and Belmont? Or just a stack at the?
Dennis, I cannot answer that because I'm not
No,
the one
no,
delivering
well, that's
the paper.
a question for the Vermont
Well,
Journal.
if it's going into the store, cause they said they were putting it in the store, so,
It's in the store, it's not gonna be the post
Right.
office responsibility to put them in a box.
Right. Right, they're gonna leave enough in the store, I guess that's what I mean.
So, what I was told by the publisher editor is that they were previously, and obviously this is years ago, leaving copies at the general store, but they were not all being picked up, which is why they stopped leaving them at the general store.
No, they were leaving it at the post office because I got it in my mailbox
Yeah, they no
a couple of years
longer,
ago.
yeah, they no longer deliver to PO boxes
Yeah.
anywhere.
Right.
Belmont, Mount
Correct.
Even Mount
No,
Holly.
but the rural route got them too.
The Mount Holly rural route still gets them because it nominally generates enough revenue for them to deliver them to the Mount Holly rural route. I explained that Belmont is within the town of Mount Holly and much of the revenue comes from the town, public notices, but they said that, you know, the economics just don't work. So the option that has been offered, if we want to follow up with them, is to have them deliver it to the general store. Officially, they cannot leave it on the counter at the post office.
So you're saying there's, out of Mount Holly, they're still delivering?
To the rural route.
Dennis,
That's
I'll
post
give you
office.
my paper.
That's post office, by the way. So a couple of years ago, I got a hold of them and they stopped delivering out of Belmont, putting it in mailboxes in Belmont. I know the people that run it and stuff. And I said, you know, we're all in Mount Holly and East Wallingford ones in Mount Holly, never got it. And they said, well, they needed us to guarantee them a monthly amount of revenue to make it worth their while. And I don't think it ever happened because I don't think we were ever meeting the public posting and the amount of monthly income they were looking for. So I'm surprised that they're, you know, doing a rural route. So the rural route out of Belmont doesn't get it, but the rural route out of Mount Holly does.
Yes.
I think it's time to, not everybody gets that, not everybody gets the Herald, so I don't know
well,
what you wanna do.
here's the issue, Dennis. I know with the chit chat, it's over $1,000 a month to publish that.
Yeah.
So if you're not getting $1,000 or better a month in advertising, et cetera, in the paper, it's only that maybe in a year. It's kind of hard to keep delivering to people.
Does
That's why I'm
everybody get the
surprised it's
chit-chat?
coming out of Mount Holly rural route. They're not getting income.
I distribute 965 chit chats.
So everybody gets the
Fine.
chit chat, so you can.
So the question is, do we want to just continue with the Rutland Herald?
Don't have a preference.
I don't either.
Just to be clear, with the Rutland Herald,
The mail.
with
Hey.
I'm gonna bring the gavel in.
With the Rutland Herald, although the main paper costs money, the online public notices are freely accessible.
Yep.
Is that legally sufficient by state law that we could do it just digitally?
Well, it's printed, but it's free online if you didn't want to purchase it.
It's in the Rutland.
It's in the
Herald,
Rutland
but
Herald,
can
but
do
you
it
can go online and look at it. But it's still on a paper copy
And that would be something we could post in the chit chat, is the link.
to it.
That
Yeah.
seems to do it.
Some people still.
And I assume the journal does not have a digital version that
No,
you
they do.
Yeah,
They do.
could do it, okay.
Yeah.
They do.
They do.
But not everybody has access.
Yes, not everybody has computer access, Dennis.
That's been the problem right along.
So I just think we're just gonna leave it alone and stay where we're at now. Okay? Okay, citizens' concerns, citizens' comments. I have one. I've had a bunch of people coming to me and asking if the select board was going to take a position for the town of Mount Holly against Act 181. So, I know a lot of towns are putting letters out there and sending them out to the state, telling them to repeal Act 181 because of the adverse effect it's going to have on all communities within the town because of the extraordinary costs. If you put a driveway in, is just one of them. That's over 800 feet. You have to go through Act 250. In Act 250, on an average cost of a house, say 400,000, is going to cost penalties and not penalties, but fees and permitting of another 150,000. They're saying. So this is only what I've been told. So people have asked me if we would, as a select board, be willing to put a letter together to urge our government to repeal Act 181.
So I was just gonna weigh in a little bit on that.
Yes.
So, it adversely affects small communities like us.
Yes.
It's helpful to cities where they wanna consolidate housing within downtowns and stuff. And, the feeling has been right along that, when it passed a couple years ago and the governor vetoed it, they overrode the governor veto, that it was going to be implemented, and now they're pulling back because they're hearing from everybody and their brother about, they're probably gonna delay some of it. I don't know if there's enough votes to repeal it, but I think they'll delay it. But, some of it was helpful to bigger cities, but small towns, and most of the state is small towns, as you know.
Correct.
So, other boards are, and I'd like to see the select board, take a stand on it and stuff. All the small towns need to stick together on this.
As I read it, there are two components, as Dennis said. One is to help cities. First, helping housing in the state's a great idea, anything we could do. But there's two components. One is to help cities, basically make them exempt from Act 250. But there was a little bit of to rob Peter to pay Paul, because it seemed to me that the rural component of it is onerous. It made it worse. And my question is, why didn't they, I don't know why, again, I'm not a legislator, I wasn't that involved, I was not at all involved, but why they needed to do that? Why couldn't they just stimulate housing as they wanted to in the cities? Why do they have to add to it, I think, what's onerous for rural communities? And that's why there's such backlash.
And another spin on that is, they're not quite sure how it's gonna affect towns that don't have zoning. And Cavendish and us and a few other towns don't have zoning, so they're not quite sure how it's gonna impact some of our small towns.
Correct. So,
Kelly?
yes, Kelly.
I just want to say two really quick things. I was going to bring up the Act 181 thing, so I would also urge you to write a letter. And I also want to thank you for signing the easement. That's a huge burden off of the school board. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. So, I'll make a motion that the select board take a position
Draft a letter
to draft a letter.
for review at the next meeting.
Yep. I know the town of Clarendon put a nice letter together. Cavendish has done some stuff. So there is a bunch of draft copies out there. I think I left the town of Clarendon on your desk. So I would like to make a motion that we draft a letter and send it to our legislation on behalf of the town of Mount Holly and the select board and the people of the town for them to repeal or
Delay.
delay
Yeah, anything.
indefinitely Act 181. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Sorry, is that to draft?
Do we need a
letter?
motion to draft it, or do we just do the motion to?
Well, I just wanted the motion to say the town is on board. That's all.
What were you saying? For the
I was
record.
asking, is it a motion to draft a letter to
It's
bring
the-
back
yes.
to the next select
Yes.
board?
Yeah,
Yes.
next select board
Yeah.
meeting.
For
Yes, then
review.
we'll review it, adopt it, or pass it on and sign it and send it. The ayes?
Aye.
Aye.
There was, yeah.
Yeah, Diane seconded it.
I second. I was really quiet. Sorry.
3 ayes.
I have nothing for announcements and other business.
Well, I have one thing for us,
Yeah.
for you guys to look over. This, I put this together for our plaque over the treasurer's office. I want you guys to go through it, and if there's any changes you need to make to it, please do so.
No, we already agreed on doing one anyway, so.
Right.
Okay.
I changed it really.
Did you get all the positions?
Oh, yes. Starting in 1984.
Yeah.
No.
Who was he? Was he clerk and treasurer for?
Well, he started out as Justice of the Peace. And then he was auditor of accounts.
School accounts.
And that's
town
where
and
he
school
audited the books,
Yeah.
Yeah.
not putting
Yeah,
together
not
the
the
town
report.
report.
Yeah.
And they're in line as to how he fell into the jobs. The ones he held the longest was the town and school treasurer and trustee of public funds. And he was still trustee of public funds when he passed.
Yeah. No, I'm okay with it.
Where do you want them out?
Thanks for doing this. For
Yes.
putting this together.
Thank you.
Even a,
Looks good.
put a memorial ash tree out there for me.
All right.
We're gonna plant trees. I heard you like trees.
Yes. So we
Works for me.
okay. We have to review and sign the orders, and I am going to make a motion to go into executive session, Title 1, VSA S313A3 for personnel.
A second.
The ayes?
Aye.
Aye.